Ahoy, shipmates! And welcome to a rather damp Port of Southampton this afternoon. We've had a glorious spell of weather in port, and lots of fine sunny days and some really rather lovely temperatures. Unfortunately, today we've seen the rain return. It's probably a good thing for all you gardeners out there, because we haven't had any rain for weeks and weeks. So we're all here to see Arcadia depart the Port of Southampton. You can't see her at the moment, she's just off to the right hand side of the screen. And the question will she steam up to the far end of the port, where that rather large container ship is, and turn around there and come back this way? Or will she just turn where she is and leave? Either way, we'll get to see her turn. Welcome aboard, all shipmates, and if you're a frequent visitor to the channel, good to see you again, and if you're a new visitor to the channel, well, welcome aboard, shipmate. I haven't seen Arcadia in port for quite a while. I haven't droned her since... Well, actually, last time I droned Arcadia was the first time with my new drone. That was quite a while. It was quite a while ago. In fact, it was almost a year ago. I'm not sure if she's been in and out of port, and I've been busy and missed her. But it is surprising, really, how many cruise ships there are out there. Oh, I see plenty of shipmates logging in. Ahoy there to John Brighton and Steph P. Oh, ahoy Colin Wykes. And ahoy Stephen Saunders. Find my pertinent information. I haven't heard anything on the radio yet. I think I have connected the radio to the stream. So you may well hear a burst of radio. And then you'll be equally as informed as I am. But I haven't heard anything yet, so there is a possibility that I've made a technical snafu somewhere. Oh, ahoy to Christine Keith, and ahoy Helen Jones, and Michelle DF, ahoy there, shipmates. Oh, ahoy Raymond Davis, you're newish. Oh, well, that counts. It's glad to have you back again. And the Arcadia is due to depart at 4, but I haven't heard anything yet. So I wonder if Robert... hey, Robert says... Robert...
TTS the G to perform fast 452 109. The G, Southampton VTS, all fast. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Oh, well, I hope you heard that, but I certainly did, so it appears the radio is working. Oh, ahoy there, Roadrunner from Winnipeg, Canada. My word. Oh, and ahoy there from Angela Parkhouse in Calgary. Oh, there's a couple of Canadians on board. Oh, that's excellent. It makes a change, doesn't it? Oh, Robert S. coming through with youth information. Arcadia total crew on board 110, plus the one of the pilot. That's quite an interesting number. The... ship we had, I can't remember which one it was now, I've forgotten already. One of the ships we had go out a couple of days ago actually had a lot of crew members on board. I do wonder if they're starting to gear up for the cruising season, which I do believe our first cruise from the Port of Southampton with passengers is going to be on May the 20th, and it will be the MSC, I think it's MSC Virtuoso, and I think it's our maiden cruise as well. Oh, I see all the shipmates are boarding very quickly at the moment, so I'm not sure I'll be able to keep up with this. Let's have a look. Where did I get to? Canada, yes, Canada, excellent. Oh, another 2 Canadians. Oh, hello, Bradley White from just down the road. I had a lot of locals on the channel. That's really interesting. And, oh, ahoy, Penelope Brooks from Dorset. Gemma Harris. Ahoy to you, shipmates. Naughty Adventures. And Gary Blackman. And ahoy, John Whittaker. Joshua Grethrell, I hope she does 3 toots on the horn. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Although, if memory serves me correctly, this camera doesn't have very good sound. It's the other camera we want really for better sound. But I think if I look over here, I think the port camera has much better sound. Oh, some much better light down there. Yeah, it's been a grey old afternoon, but let's see the sun is starting to poke its head through, and you can just see the stern there of the Queen Mary 2.
Benjamin Franklin, Southampton VTS.
Right there you can see the entire Queen Mary 2. And I can see more towards the Isle of Wight, so conditions have cleared up.
Benjamin Franklin, Southampton VTS. Apple copy, request you call back before the lifeboats enter the water, please.
Some radio traffic, but nothing as yet from Arcadia, if she's singling up or not. I imagine it shouldn't be too long. Now, where did I get to on this list? 320. Oh, are you there, Daniel Sand? Yes. I'm still waiting to hear from Ofcom regards to the radio. I had a quick chat with Ofcom because I'm not entirely sure the legality on broadcasting the radio, but I had a quick chat with him and he didn't think it was too much of a problem. But they've set up a new team for, I can't remember what he described it now, for something like internet communications or something anyway. And this sort of would fall in their remit, so they would just give a quick look at it. So once I get the go-ahead, I will probably add the radio to the cameras in general. But at the moment, I'll just keep it on a sort of minimal basis on the live streams. That probably helps you guys as well. You can hear what's going on. Where did I get to? Let's have a look. Oh, gosh, there's lots of people logging on. Oh, ahoy, Mark Smith from Brussels. Excellent. I do like my bulls and diffry.
Southampton VTS, beautiful, thank you.
And ahoy there, Charlie Kellaway from Pembroke. An ahoy plane train spotter. I'm guessing you're in the right channel, aren't you? Hey, hang on though. You should be plane, train and boat spotter. Ahoy there, Kim Riley from Gloucester. And ahoy, Kevin Franklin. And ahoy, PS.
VTS, full copied outbound west of the tower and over the new ground. Runway draft of 5.3 and carrying dangerous goods. Traffic information, the Baltic Clipper, approaching the fort, inbound Portsmouth, and the warship Prince of Wales, passing St Helens, outbound west of the tower.
The VTS radio covers quite a large area, so you'll hear all sorts of traffic movements for warships in and out of Southampton, out of Portsmouth as well. Unfortunately, because the ships are so far away, I can't hear the other side of the conversation. Just get VTS telling you or telling them what to do. It looks like Mr. Whippy here is not very busy today. I don't suspect he's been very successful. What with the rain, but you can see a bit of sun coming out. So maybe there'll be a few ice cream lovers nipping down to the park. A few people at the end, waiting perhaps.
Arcadia VTS, South understood, thank you.
Well, I heard VTS acknowledging Arcadia, but I didn't hear Arcadia. Oh, Robert says Arcadia singling up. Thank you, Roberts. I imagine that would be the message. I don't know why we didn't hear her. Well, the radio's not actually very far away from Arcadia. You would have thought that would have worked. VTS is miles away. Mystery, isn't it? Yes, we've got a large container ship in the back here. The easiest way to find out what the names of these exchange ships are is to read them off the side. And that would be the Barzan. She's been in port for a while. And she's been busy unloading. She's actually quite high out of the water now. I would imagine she's getting pretty close to being fully unloaded. Been busy with the old crane activity today, but nothing going on at the moment. I'm guessing I've stopped. Stopped for tea, perhaps. A glimpse of sun. Come to enjoy. Oh, and ahoy there, Tony Kirk from Phoenix, Arizona. Mark T, are we supposed to see Arcadia now? Yes, very shortly. So she's just singling up. She'll be just on a couple of lines. And they'll get ready and start pushing off. So the question is she going to turn where she is now? Because she's actually facing towards the container ship. So she could turn where she is, and we'd see her come towards us, port side, and then steam out. Or she might go to the far end and turn around. Now, I can't tell you which one she'll do, because I don't know which one they will do, because there doesn't seem to be, to me, a lot of logic behind it. Sometimes they turn around before they come in, sometimes they turn around before they go out, and sometimes they don't turn around at all. I don't know if it's due to the maneuverability of the ship, or weather conditions, or... I don't know. I'll find out one day. Someone will let me know. Ahoy there, Jess Bass from Milton Keynes. And ahoy Woody from Lichfield in Staffordshire. Oh, ahoy there, Bradley White. You got your radio listening along the way to VTS with you. Oh, very good. I think once the... Oh, there we go. You can see a bit of action creeping in from the side. And the sun's just coming out as well. Oh, what a beautiful sight. Question is, where's she going to go? I have a feeling she's going to turn around right in front of us. That's what I'm going to... That's what I'm going to put my money on. Aimlessly, I should be wrong, I'd imagine. Yes. Still can't tell you for sure, but I have a feeling that she's going to turn around in front of us. Which would be very nice. Oh, ahoy there, Ramjahin Shiman from Mauritius. I don't think I've had a viewer from Mauritius before. That's a very long way. A lovely place you come from, sir. Lovely Mauritius island. Ahoy from sunny Leicester. I've been to Leicester. I'm thinking she is going to be turning towards us. That's very nice. We'll get a nice spin. If she went down to the far end swinging ground by the container ship, we can see them. We can see them from here, but it's much nicer if they turn around right in front of us. Ideal conditions for the captain of the ship here. There's no wind at all, so you won't have to worry too much about trying to beat conditions. Ooh, Charlie Calloway, how does the container ship get out from where it is? Well, pretty much where it is, it will do the same as the cruise ship here. I don't know about you, but I think that looks like someone's had a bit of a knock there, don't you think? Someone might have dented that when they were parking. Oh. I'd like to try and explain that one to Mr. the P&O. Just dented your £400 million cruise ship. I did spot a shipmate there, and that looks to me like he's got some epaulets on. I would think there's a high possibility that he's someone important. Would at least give us a wave, wouldn't he? Now the Arcadia is registered in Hamilton, as you saw, written on the stern there. See, I can Get all my information. I see it. Arcadia is, I suppose, must be one of the older vessels in the P&O fleet. Launched in June of 2004. She is a Vista-class cruise ship, which I think is similar to the Queen Elizabeth, but don't quote me on that. I don't want to say anything from have all you experts, ship spotters, tell me I'm wrong. So, I believe she's off to Weymouth Bay. So she's turning right in front of us. All 290 metres. Gross tonnage of 84,000. And capacity for 2,388 passengers. But alas, there'll be no passengers on board today. Only just a crew. And a minimal crew at that. Maximum crew capacity is 976. Which she's only got, I think Robert said 115 or something. Just the minimum crew at the moment, but I imagine she might be starting to increase numbers. So the other question is now, is she going to turn around here, or is she going to go backwards all the way? That's another gamble. I think there's a possibility that she might go backwards all the way. I think it's a little trick the captains like to do to show off their reversing skills, although someone's definitely dented the corner of it. And in case you'd forgotten which ship we're watching, it is the Arcadia. I was looking at the deck plan earlier. It's quite interesting on top. There's some different cabins in different locations. Can't quite fathom it out. There's sort of a gap on the top here and some cabins right at the very top. I can't see anyone on board though. No one waving from their balconies. I'm looking forward to that next, when we have our next cruise with passengers on. I shall have my deck plans ready, so let me know your approximate cabin number, or at least which deck you're on, and I'll try and find you. Probably best if you wave something out of the balcony window, I suspect. Oh, I think she could be turning here. Oh, maybe I was mistaken. Instead of reversing all the way, she's going to be turning. Jonathan Ward, that'll T cut out? Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing major. I'm sure they can. Sure they better sort that out. Oh, no problem, shipmate. Charlie Coet. Yes, the container ship. So the container ship would, from where she is, she'd spin the bow towards us and then just come straight out. The navigational channel is completely independent of tide, and so it's up to the largest container ship, up to drafts of, I think it's 16 metres or 18 metres. So there's plenty of water, even at very low tide. And if you do fancy a bit of ship spotting, you can certainly see why coming down to Mayflower Park, this park here in front of us, it certainly affords you, if you can see these couple of shipmates down here on the corner, and they're getting a fantastic view, really close up with the ship. I can't see anyone on board at all. The fantastic bow emblazoned with the Union flag. That's a top speed of 22 knots. Not that she'll be doing that at the moment. It's restricted in her speed in this area to 6 knots. Once she's past the dock head, she'll be probably speeding up to about 12 knots or so down Southampton water, round the Isle of Wight and off to Weymouth Bay. There's 11 decks on total on the Arcadia. We can zoom in on the bridge, see if we can see any official looking people up. really see through that glass. Oh, I can see a couple at the end of officers and mates. Yeah, I think we are very lucky with the weather here. It has been quite grey. You can surprisingly now, particularly this angle, you can really see the speed that they can pick up when they're turning. I think it's really quite impressive. The cruise ships have what's known as azipod drives. Instead of having one single large propeller out the rear, they've got multiple propellers, 2 or 3 or 4, and they can swivel like shopping trolley wheels, spin round and round, and you've got bow thrusters, and that means they're very manoeuvrable, and you don't need to have the assistance of tugs. It's very convenient. Caroline's Mail, why does Southampton South Arcadia? Is this where Titanic left from? Yes, it is in fact. In fact, Titanic left from where the Queen Mary 2 is. That's over on the other side. Queen Mary 2 is over here. In fact, the Titanic left from just behind the Queen Mary 2. Yes, I think if you were departing on a cruise out of Southampton, you'd be very pleased with the sudden change in weather. Yeah, so I would like to find out one day why they choose to turn in different places. I see there is a bit of... It's looking a bit... how can I best describe this? Certain patina of seas well travelled. It's quite rusty there. It looks a bit like we have a mate. A wing. Obviously the maintenance they've been doing recently hasn't stretched as far as a lick of paint. But I'd imagine they'll get round to a few licks of paint before passenger on board. I don't know when Arcadia goes back into service. I'm not sure. The MSC Virtuosa I know is the first passenger ship, and I know that lots of the other ships are due to start sailing in June time, so we should look forward to that. Well, Terence Sharp says something about azipods. Well, if they don't have azipods, they've got multiple propellers, which equally allows for increased manoeuvrabilities, whereas something like your rather large container ship only has one propeller, which is not very helpful for manoeuvrability. So it's a combination of both, or azipods. I don't know, Christine Keith, will they bring the ships in? I'm assuming they will. I mean, they have been in and out of port a lot. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they come in for a quick spruce up. I'm guessing the reason they're probably so rusty around the anchor area at the bow is they are at anchor so much at the moment. So there's a lot of anchor action. They don't normally anchor as much in their general day-to-day travelling. Normally dock more at port. Oh, Neil Burtonshaw coming out with the all-important statements. Do we think the Arcadia's and Aurora's days are numbered with Arriva? I don't know. I've thought the same. The lifespan of these ships is 20, 25 years, and they probably are getting towards the end of their life. But it depends on whether or not they are kept in the P&O fleet or whether they're sold off to smaller lines and rebadged. We really are lucky with the spotter sun now. Oh, Mellow Yellow. We've booked her for next June. Next June, do you mean next year, June, or just June coming? Yeah, interesting to see if they actually do any paintwork. I would like to think they would. I would think I might be slightly disappointed if I booked up to go on a cruise ship and it hadn't been used for a while and it looked like it just floated out of a scrapyard. I might be a little upset. 11 decks in total, so compared to some of the other cruise ships we've had in recently, on the smaller scale. Like there's some basketball courts or something. Top there. So next June for Mellow Yellow. Well, by then she might well have had a spruce up, maybe a bit of a refit. She had a refit in 2008 where she had 34 cabins added. And she had another refit in 2017, so there's a possibility, I guess. She might have another refit 5 years' time, although I don't suppose there's been a lot of wear and tear in the last year or so, with no passengers on board, just the crew. See, now she's going past the old Royal Pier that's in front of us here. Used to be a very popular place for cavorting and dancing with your significant other until it burnt down. Now it seems to be just homes for seagulls. We have the Red Funnel ferry in front of us, and one of the red jets to the left here, the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That's the fast jet to the Isle of Wight, and the Red Funnel is the passenger and vehicle transport. They've been having some problems this weekend. I should say not this weekend, yesterday. Only one ferry working out of 3. Was causing significant traffic and disruption to the local area. They seem to have a knack at the ferry company of having their ferries drop out of service just when it's a really busy weekend, like a bank holiday weekend. Can't see anyone in those balconies. I'm just looking forward to when there's passengers we get a few wavers on the channel. That'll be exciting. You can see all the lifeboats along the side here, though. And some of these are also tenders that take you into ports if you happen to be in one of those exotic Caribbean ports where they have to drop anchor and take you in by tender. So the orange-white ones are lifeboats. And then these ones here that are predominantly white are the tenders. They'll take passengers to and from the ship to the port. The tenders are a little more luxurious. They've got windows, whereas the lifeboats don't have windows. Nope, I didn't see anyone on board. I get another look at this slight crash damage on the stern there. Looks so bad from this angle. I imagine a couple of hours with my favourite professional fixing tool, the rather large hammer. Sure, that problem will be sorted. Ian Cruise Guy would be in the Rising Sun pub now, having a few drinks. Ah, that sounds like a mighty fine idea, shipmate. Oh, we are blessed with some sun at last. Oh. Sora Down Under, when are the cruises restarting in the UK? I believe the first one's going to be on May the 20th. That's the current information I have. And that will be the MSC, I think it's MSC Virtuosa. And I believe it's also her maiden voyage. We could be in for a fair amount of razzmatazz. I'm wondering whether or not it might be an evening departure. Then we might have lots of fireworks. If it's a daytime departure, we'll certainly have the old water salutes going on from the tugs. It'll be interesting to see which one she is. Brian Reed, are the tenders also used as lifeboats? Yes, they are. They are lifeboat tenders. They dual purpose. Just appear here through the yacht's masts in Towkey Marina. Slightly obscures our view, but nonetheless, we still get to see her. And the visibility has cleared up massively, so I'm thinking we're probably going to see Arcadia all the way, maybe to the Isle of Wight. Certainly down Southampton Water to Cowshot. Entirely sure if we'll see her at the Isle of Wight because it's slightly murky. What you can see in the background there is Hythe Marina. So if you fancy a nice place to live with your own berth, I can recommend Hythe Marina. Lovely place to be. Mark T, yes, she'll be doing 6 knots now until she slips behind the Queen Mary 2, and that'll be the dockhead where she'll be able to speed it up to somewhere in the sort of 12, 15 knot region, probably 12 knots down Southampton Water. Slightly narrow, fair bit of traffic. And then she'll get to Cowshot and she'll turn hard to starboard to go around Bramblebank, and then hard to port, past Cows, past Ryde, and then round clockwise around the Isle of Wight, round to Weymouth Bay, I understand. Wonderful Weymouth Bay. Well, or Irish Mark, the first cruise, I believe, is May the 20th. It's the MSC Virtuosa. I mean, it could be one earlier, I suppose, but that was my understanding of the first one. I say, it could be quite a celebration and party for the first one leaving. And here we go. We could just see the edge of the Queen Mary 2. Arcadia slips behind. I'm using the two different cameras at slightly different locations, so we get a different view. And then once Arcadia goes around behind Queen Mary 2, we'll be able to follow the Arcadia down Southampton Water. This is cleared up nicely. You've got the clearly visible chimneys now of the Fawley oil refinery behind. So it's a good test of visibility to see how clear those chimneys are. And they're very clear at the moment, so that's certainly picked up nicely. Irish Mark, you might have to drive down. Yes, I'd probably recommend that. I would say that's probably a good idea to drive down on that day. Depending... I think she's berthed actually just where Arcadia was, so Mayflower Park would probably be your best bet. If there are fireworks, they'll be visible from Mayflower Park. And if there are water salutes and things, you'll also be able to see them from Mayflower Park, so probably your best bet. Could go over to Hythe, end of Hythe Pier, but that's not open at the moment. You'd be a bit further away in Hythe. And of course you have got end of Town Keep here. It's also not a bad spot as well. Wouldn't see them leave. Probably Mayflower Park I'd probably go for as being probably the best location if she's coming from that berth. But if she was in something like the berth where the Queen Mary 2 is at the moment, which is this one over here, it'd be a slightly different matter. I think from here, if you were to want to see this ship leaving from here, Hythe is your best bet, or the end of Town Keep here, or you can go over to Western Shore and you'll see them go past, or anywhere down there. Cowshot Spit at the very end, they do come very close and you get to see them turn right in front of you, so Cowshot Spit is also a good location. But if it's a maiden voyage, there is often, like I say, fireworks and water salutes and things. I would recommend Mayflower Park. That seems to me to be the best. At the moment, the Arcadia is just behind the Queen Mary 2. And because the Queen Mary 2 is quite a bit larger than Arcadia, she's completely smothering the view. But we'll see her come out from the bow shortly. Hugh Porter, the Queen Mary 2 is your favourite ship. I think the Queen Mary 2 seems to be the favourite ship of many a shipmate. I mean, I can understand why. I have to say, I think she's probably got the best looking lines out of all of the cruise ships. It's looking really nice there at the moment. And you can even see the sun is glinting off of the spare propeller blades up on the bow here. Those little curved golden shapes. They're spare propeller blades. There's a whole selection of them kept up on the bow there. They're affectionately known as the captain's cufflinks. My, what a pair of cufflinks he has. Even the Queen Mary 2 is looking a little rusty on the front there. Ah, yes, Daniel Sand makes a good point that the Iona gets named on the 16th of May. With Irene Hayes, Dame Irene Hayes from Hayes Travel. She's the CEO, and music from Gary Barlow, whoever Gary Barlow is. Sounds like a very popular artist. So there could well be a fanfare for that. Well, in fact, actually, there is quite a few maiden voyages coming into port. So I will keep an eye out. and I will, if there is, I will be doing some live streams. So if you want to keep in touch what's going on, shipmates, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then when I'm doing a live stream, you'll get to find out about it. Save you having to look through all of the various websites. Maria Stewart would be fab to catch the MSC Virtuosa leaving on her first sailing. I think so. I'm planning to go all out, so I'm hoping it's a daylight, although I don't suppose it matters too much, but I'm hoping it's daylight. I'm hoping it's not raining, because I'm planning to do a bit of an outside broadcast with the cameras. I have a camera on the quayside, and if the conditions allow, have my drone as well for the eye in the sky. So I'm going to go all local TV and have a multi-camered setup to catch every conceivable angle. But we shall see how that goes. Thinking it might end up with a lot of black screens, as I'm struggling to make the technology work. But you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Do like a challenge. Do like my technology. Oh, Gary Barlow did the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. Ah, there we go. He's clearly a very popular man, is Gary Barlow. Stuart Torrell, is the naming happening in Southampton? I'll be in East Cowes watching her come in. I believe the naming's in Southampton. I don't actually know. That's a good point. I don't actually know where the naming is, but I suspect it's in the Port of Southampton. And now we can just begin to see right through the gaps in the structure of the Queen Mary 2, underneath her lifts, is the Arcadia. Just sneaking out from behind the bow of the Queen Mary 2. Yes, I can definitely say that visibility has improved massively. Well, I shall carry on following. Oh, we can see, yes, that's Cowshot Spit you can see in the background there. Beyond that is a small goods vessel, and you can quite clearly see that. That's somewhere in the region of 6 or 7 miles away from the camera. You can see we've got quite a good range here, so atmospheric conditions really do hamper our visibility. Even when you think it's a nice clear day, it's surprising how your view is restricted. Like I say, shipmates, great to have you all on board. And if you are thinking of watching more maiden voyages, which I think we'll have a few coming up, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I shall continue following the Arcadia all the way down Southampton Water, around Cowshot Spit, and by the looks of it, probably out somewhere towards the Isle of Wight. Until next time, shipmates.
Sheffield, Southampton, VTS. Speaking to Sheffield, VTS, that's understood, thank you. Ready for VTS at the hook, thank you, the Arcadia. Today's late outbound. P&O CGM White Shark, Southampton VTS, in the port, thank you. Traffic information, the Mary A approaching the PC and the Arcadia, the Cadland outbound. Anything to return this afternoon. P&O CGM White Shark, Southampton VTS, 7 down, 1 and on, all copy, thank you.
passing western shelf and down to Foley.
Phoenix BTS, Western Shelf, thank you.
Yeah, she's getting so long.
UKDC line, BTS.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we set 29 berths. We can fit on there now with the EGS Pioneer. So we're just going to return bed level for an hour on 31 to 33 there, please.
UKDC line, BTS, that's all understood, thank you. Warship Prince of Wales, Southampton BTS. Warship Prince of Wales, Southampton BTS, that's all copies. I've seen that power. So onward passage, good watch.
Yes, BTS, this is Coastal Observer, over.
Coastal Observer, BTS.
Yeah, good afternoon, BTS. I'm just slipping Empress Dock en route to Cows. I've got 3 POV, over.
Coastal Observer, BTS, all received, sir, thank you.
Jet 6 PTS, absolutely, so thank you. The Arcadia just passed an SO outward bound for the channel. Arcadia VTS, I full copied, thank you. The Speedway CGM White Shark just at the third bridge. Speedway CGM Benjamin Franklin VTS, good afternoon. Speedway CGM Benjamin Franklin VTS, absolutely, sir, thank you. If you could give me a call back once your lifeboat is back on board and secure, over. With Osprey VTS services, so thank you. Got the Arcadia with local account clear channel and inbound traffic, sea message on White Shark, just past the Spur Bridge now in the bound also clear channel. Tempest VTS. Yeah, so Peter. Pub so Peter, Fox all received, sir, thank you.
Yes, Red Eagle at the hive line there, continue please.
Red Eagle, Peter, full copy, just please.
Copy, thanks. We'll be keeping the speed on a bit longer due to a blue light ambulance.
Red Eagle, Peter, yeah, fully aware and clear to proceed, sir.
Right.
MRC Hutchison, VTS. Good afternoon, sir. MRC Hutchison, VTS. That's all we see, sir. Thank you. I believe you're inward bound for St Helens, Anchorage. Have no immediate outbound traffic for you, although we do have two vessels outward bound in Mary Lake, currently approaching the south ride outward bound, and the cruise ship Arcadia is going up outward bound. If you can maintain your listen watch now, search channels 12 and 09, and we'll keep an update on traffic for you. Atlantic 1 VTS, good evening. Atlantic 1 VTS, that's all we see, so thank you. Give me a call back once your anchor is home and you're underway, over.
Yes, Roger 659.
Atlantic 1 VTS, that's all copy, thank you, sir. Great, Red Jet 6 VTS, all received, just please, sir. White Shark VTS, that's very sweet, sir, thank you. VTS, Southampton VTS, James Cook. James Cook, VTS, good evening. Southampton VTS, James Cook, good evening, sir. Just to confirm, we have finished our ballasting operations. James Cook, VTS, absolutely, sir, thank you. afternoon, Paul.
Well, that's it.
Well, venture 2 DTS, absolute copy, thank you. Same message, Benjamin Franklin, DTS. Benjamin Franklin, DTS, absolute copy, sir, thank you. Altitude, VTS. Chichester, VTS. That's all copied, sir. Thank you.
Red Jet 6, you're leaving town key.
Red Jet 6 VTS. That's all we see, sir. Thank you. Still board, VTS. Still board, VTS. That's all we see, sir. Thank you. Just be the Sea TGM White Shark. Just past the Prince Concert now and we're bound to the container terminal. That's all we see, sir. Thank you. That's all in, VTS. That's all in, VTS. That's all we see, sir. Thank you. Good evening to you. Have a good watch in the space passage. VTS, absolutely. Thank you. The MRC Hatties Anna. She's just down to the southeast of the tower at the moment. In the bound to St Helens Anchorage, over. That's all copy, thank you. The City of Chichester has just started working as well now at 395. you. The City of Chichester and AIS are currently working to the southeast of the tower. MRC Hattis Anna, she's down to the south of the tower at the moment. In the line for St Helens Anchorage, over. Sorry, sir. Thank you.
CTS, CMA, CGM White Shark. Hook boy in for CT34.
CMA CGM White Shark, Southampton VTS at Belfast. Thank you. Flying Fish, Southampton VTS. Flying Fish, Southampton VTS, vessel copied. The Arcadia is outbound west of the tower to Mary A, north and east of the tower.
Yes, Fargate.
Fargate VTS.
I've just got a Britway from 44 there, out for the CMA CGM White Shark.
Fargate VTS, all copy. Thank you.
Curious, likewise.
Curious VTS, understood. Thank you.
Yes, Starboard
VTS, all copy. Thank you. Roger, full copy, thank you.
Southampton VTS, Red Eagle, permission to depart. Royal Pay come at speed, please. Change PC 1155.
Red Eagle, Southampton, yes, that's full copy, thank you. The CMA CGM White Shark, passing SO inbound to the container terminal.
Passing SO inbound for the container terminal. All copy, thank you.
Arcadia VPS, all copies north and east of the nav tower. Antonio, VTS.
Good evening, I'd like to depart the entrance, please, to the navigate anti-right on SO number 3. The draft 4.7, TEC is 1109, and we have 11 on board.
Antonio, VTS, that's understood, and SO, the draft of 4.7, 1109 for TEC, and 11 COD. Traffic information, the CM8 CGM White Shark. She's approaching the hand inbound for the container terminal.
All copy, thank you.
AI Habitat Southampton VTS, understood, thank you. AI Southampton VTS. AI Southampton VTS, all copies, thank you, east of the Med Tower. Jet 6 CTS, all copy, thank you. Ready go BTS at the hook, thank you.
Yes, you goodies, hold on.
You getting behind BTS?
Yeah, evening there, all finished off 31 berth for this evening. Heading back to 29 berth, please. We've got lines on booked shortly.
UKDC line BTS, all copied back to 29, thank you. Arcadia, Southampton BTS. Arcadia, Southampton BTS, all copied. Please open our tower safe on the passage.
Whitsonia, CMA, CGM White Sharp. Thanks for hanging back there, sir. Have a good evening.
Wonderful pilot, good evening.
Flying fish, Southampton BTS. Flying fish, Southampton BTS, all copy, thank you.
Yes, Whitsonia, Western Shelf outward.
Britannia BTS, Western Shelf, thank you.